You're watching Jason Nappy Weather. I'm tracking a strong cold front that's going to be coming through the next couple of days for the East Coast, and also heat. Yes, summer heat, but a break in the heat and humidity is going to come for the 4th of July, especially in New England. I can show you that feature before I get to the cold front and the severe weather. Notice here a little trough that is going to dip through. Now, the temperature is not going to dip that much. We're going to be in July, but humidity will come down. You can see that here as that trough is going to dip into 4th of July. So that's a little bit of a tease, a little preview about the 4th. Let's talk about what's happening right now. You have the atmosphere all set up. This is a look at the surface, at ground level here. So here is your front right now. There's your cold front. Here's your warm front, our stationary front. Okay, and right now, that is the picture across the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and the plains, right? But this front here, this front that I'm showing you is going to eventually turn into just a full-on cold front and a strong one, and it's going to push east, and there will be showers, thunderstorms, some of them severe, popping up. So here is your loop of that front coming through the next couple of days. So over the Great Lakes, there's your low-pressure system, and then by late Tuesday into Wednesday, here's where the front is, right there, as it pushes towards the east. Warm front's going to lift north, cold front will come in behind that, and cool things down just a bit, but it's also going to spark strong to severe thunderstorms across the east. A level 1 to 2 from the green, the dark green is the level 1, and the level 2 is where you have over Philadelphia, especially in DC, you have the level 2 threat. So level 1, 2. The highest threat is 5, so it's a low threat. The light green shade, everywhere in light green, those are garden variety non-severe thunderstorms. Those are just typical summertime pop-ups. But everyone else in the dark green and the yellow, that's where you're going to have your severe threat for wind, high wind gusts, 60 or 70 miles an hour, and also the torrential downpours too, okay? So that comes through here. You see these green blobs. This is Tuesday afternoon. This is all of that rain coming through with the front. Torrential downpours moving west to east. Now, it's a relatively fast-moving front, but there's also a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. You'll notice here in the next 24 to 36 hours, you're going to feel the humidity surge. Very high amount of moisture in the atmosphere. And this front is going to trigger and release that moisture from the clouds as it pushes towards the east. Okay, so those high dew points we have right now, 60s and 70s, that moisture will come out into the next couple of days, especially when that front gets here and releases that moisture to trigger a mechanism to fire up those showers, thunderstorms, when you get that lift in the atmosphere, okay? So that's going to be happening Tuesday. And then for the 4th, you're going to have a little trough move through the northeast, which is going to cool things down a little bit, but more so as the trough comes through, it's going to lower the dew point and the humidity up in the northeast for at least briefly on Friday. But we are getting into a peak summer, so do not expect it to be cold by any stretch of the imagination. Now, let's look at the tropics here in the latest from the National Hurricane Center, where you have this area only a 20% opportunity for tropical development in the next 7 days. So that front that's going to come down from the north is going to die right here. When that front dies here, tropical systems like to form along dying fronts. All it takes a little bit of lift in the atmosphere, a little instability, okay, a little spin, and then there you go. Now, this won't be major, but watch out for flash flooding across the southeast and especially across Florida, Orlando, Tampa, Daytona, even Fort Lauderdale. But right around Jupiter, heading down to West Palm, less of a threat there down towards Miami. You'll get just your borderline pop-up showers, thunderstorms. But even still, remember, this is just where the potential center, if there is a center, could form. But the impacts would be far outside this. So watch out for downpours, especially heavy in the southeast the next few days. And here is that feature I want to show you, right? So you've got your front coming through. This is Tuesday to Wednesday. Here's your front, but then here comes your closed low, right? Your closed upper level system coming through. This is Friday. This is going to lower the dew points, okay? That moisture comes down, okay? That's Friday, only the northeast. Everyone else here if you're watching and you're not in the Northeast, here's your ridge that's going to build, okay? And that's going to mean the heat comes up from the south in a big way, but it is summertime, so we expect that this time of the year. A lot of us welcome it, others count down until fall. Now, let me get into the forecast here in more detail and show you what's going on. Actually, before I get into this, hold on one second. Let me go ahead and bring up this map here. I want to show my loyal followers in Maine. I want to show. Hold on a second. Let me bring this up. There we go. Okay, so this is for my loyal followers in Maine. Took a few seconds to get there. So this is the forecast on Tuesday. We're starting off on the drier side, but here comes the showers, thunderstorms throughout the morning time in New Hampshire and Vermont first, okay? Got the picture up, right? Now, in the afternoon, after noon, 1 o'clock, there come the severe thunderstorms from about Augusta, Greenville, south and west into southern Maine. They'll pop up. They'll be relatively brief. Okay, there will be downpours with this Tuesday afternoon. Now, let's get into the forecast in more detail and show you some of those sky cams across Maine and get you into your 10-day forecast now that I showed you the timeline. You can go to jasonnappyweather.com for that, and you can see my weather blog with the actual timestamps. So it's going to get hot and humid today and tomorrow especially. Severe storm threat goes up. And then the 4th of July, your weekend plans. I'm tracking that in the 10-day forecast too. So here is your 10-day forecast from scratch, right? So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the mountains, there is your humidity. PM thunderstorms on Tuesday. Wednesday we clear out. Thursday is thunderstorms back in the forecast, although Thursday there will not be as widespread as Tuesday. For the western mountains especially, not as much in the northern mountains. And then we have showers around in 80s across the board with 70s back in the forecast Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the following week, the first week of July, the first full week of July. So the last day of June is 86, 63 inland. Then it's 79. Now Tuesday it's going to feel a lot hotter than the 86 today. And the reason why is because humidity is going to be even higher tomorrow. So even though the cloud cover is just going to feel very tropical tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, the front is through, it gets hot from a land breeze Wednesday, so we'll make a run for 90, but it's not going to be quite as humid, still humid though. Thursday, humidity is up, and then Friday looks very nice for the 4th, 76, and then we warm right back up for Saturday, Sunday. So this time of the year with the sun angle, it doesn't take much to get the temperature to spike. Now at the coastline, it's 76, 77, humidity through the roof. Wednesday, it's going to be hot and humid at the coast. Okay, 86, a land breeze. And then for the weekend, right now, things look pretty good. I can't rule out a few showers, but things look pretty good by holiday weekend standards for the 4th with 70s and 80s next week. You get your garden variety pop-up showers and thunderstorms. You can go to jasonnappyweather.com for the latest forecast where you live.